This is the first level. In this level you attack defenseless, immobile targets. After you take off from this runway. You may have noticed that explosions actually happen in a different place from where the object was. That is because the person who made this scene messed that up and didn't fix it. The explosions work fine in the other levels, it's just in this level they're like that. This is the second level right here, but there's a bug in the Unity editor that changes the lighting to that weird dark lighting. If you use the load level function to load new scenes, it works completely fine in the actual build in the phone. It changes levels without that problem, but in the Unity editor it does that. So you have to you like open the scene directly to not get that. This level it's also more practice. You attack mobile targets, but this time they do shoot back. It's kind of hard to see they're shooting at you because they only shoot see, we saw it there. They only shoot from one side. This is that's the function to when you look at objects, you lock onto those objects, and the missiles follow the object and destroy it. Let's try it again. I'm just gonna die here to speed up this. There's 2 more blocks. If you die, you're also in this level. That's what happens when you die. You change to the 3rd level, but again, the Unity editor bugs, so I'm gonna change directly here. This level is really hard when you're not in VR. When you're not in VR. Because the airplanes are moving all around you. And you can't look around to see where they are. If you were in VR, in the cardboard, you could see it. But here you can't, because you can't look around. So it makes it really hard to fight them. It's also really hard to aim with because normally the reticle moves to where your head moves. But since here, you can't, there's no head, I'm playing this in the computer. It makes it really hard to aim, so you have to kill them with the machine guns, which is a lot harder. Where is he? Somewhere behind me. Oh, there he is. There he is over there. There we go. Let's see. Now there's another airplane. If I could see where they are, it would be really great. There they are. See, now they're in flying formation. They're in a group. Yeah, I could try killing them with a missile, but I can't because it's hard to keep this centered without my head and without 4 arms. Yeah, so basically I killed them too, and these two here, and the game ends. Let's see the technical aspects of the game now. This is the player. The player. This is the player. As you can see, this is not an actual complete airplane. I opened this model up in SketchUp and deleted all these things that you can't see, so for performance reasons. It shoots. These are the 2 machine guns right here. It shoots particles. The particles don't actually do anything except just look like bullets, but then they don't actually do anything. The actual shooting mechanics work. They shoots a ray from each machine gun, and this ray fires as crashes into collides with its stuff in the enemy layer, and when it crashes and stuff into the enemy layer, it calls a method in the enemy layer, which is take damage, which takes damage away from the enemy, from their health, and if the health drops below 0, it dies. So that's basically how the killing works. The missiles work. The missiles work. They destroy the enemy planes with just colliding, with just collision. And the airplanes fly with the physics. They add a relative speed. They add relative velocity, not relative force. That's what I meant. Yes. Relative force and relative torque. Relative force is what makes them go forward, and the relative torque is what makes them spin. And it's right. And both the player and the enemies work like that. But the player has to do that with the controller. The enemies do that by calling functions. There's basically an AI that says where they have to go, where they have to add torque or force in order to go somewhere. And it's already 8 minutes, so I should probably end this right now.